Is your mama ruining your marriage? This here is a leech. Leeches are found in ponds or streams, and they love to suck blood. Interesting fact for you, they actually used to be used to help blood flow after surgery. And marriage is a lot like a surgery. It's a separation of one thing to help another thing run better. But unfortunately, parents, sometimes unintentionally, can become leeches that don't help a marriage, but they hurt it. And at the end of this video, if you've fallen into some kind of parent trap within your marriage, I want to share with you a book that'll help you escape this trap. Now, my wife and I, we come from two different sides of the world. And I don't mean in location, what I mean is upbringing and ways of life. My wife's family is more Christian oriented as far as that is their origins. My family, however, had nothing to do with God or Jesus for most of their lives. And so she grew up for the most of her life in a Christian household. I grew up in a household that really didn't give it much thought, and we just kind of lived whatever way we wanted to live. And so when you get married to someone like that, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work out, because Shayna and I have one of the best marriages I think anyone can have. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But the challenges are very real when it comes to the different mindsets that come from our upbringing. She comes from a family that is very close, and I come from a family that is hardly close at all. Her family, they have dinners at the dinner table on a regular basis. My family, if we see a dinner table, it's because we've seen it on the side of the road at a junk pile. And bringing that into now our new family dynamic, it turns out that it does create some challenges. And together we have learned some valuable lessons on how our marriage should run, and specifically how we should act in reference to our parents. We love and respect our parents. I want you to know clearly that this video is not to push down parents, but we respect them, but we also have boundaries. All that I learned about relationships was mainly learned by growing up and watching adults do relationships around me. But once I got to Bible college and took a marriage class, which I thought was pointless before I took it, but once I took it, I was very surprised at the weird things I heard in that class. But after all was said and done and all the lessons had been studied, it made complete and total sense. And I want to share with you some of those truths today. And these truths may just save your marriage. Here are 6 signs that may prove that your parents are ruining your marriage. First of all, decisions are rooted through parents more than they're grounded within the relationship. Number 2, one partner is consistently siding with their parents in a conflict. Another one, private marital issues are constantly being shared with your parents. And then sometimes parents directly intervene in conflicts between you and your spouse. There are also no boundaries. You try to set them, but it seems like they really don't exist. And all the emotional support is sought through the parent, not through the spouse. So why does all this matter? Why make this silly video about how mama is ruining your marriage? Because God has designed marriage in such a way that He desires for you and I that are in the marriage to be dependent on one another and not on mom and dad. Genesis 2:24 says, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh." So what do we need to do? We can do 3 powerful things to help us see if our parents are hindering our marriage. Before going to bed tonight, ask God to show you whether or not your parents are too involved in your marriage. Have a conversation with your spouse. By the way, not a business meeting, just a conversation about the things you've learned in this video. And determine to do one thing this week to lessen your reliance on your parents and to strengthen the reliance on the marriage. And as I promised, if you want to strengthen your marriage, read this book. Love and Respect has been one of the most eye-opening books I've ever read on this topic, and it'll help you. Read it together with your spouse. It'll strengthen your marriage. It'll feel uncomfortable, and I know it's uncomfortable thinking about this topic, but you will be a better person. Let's grow in our walk with each other. Don't let your mama bring the drama.